Good day, folks, and welcome back to Ed's Garage at Merton Hyundai. Today we're looking at the 2023 Elantra. Now this is the Elantra in the Preferred with Sun and Tech package in this beautiful fluid metal. And one thing before I get too far into this, guys, I am in Canada. So if I say Hyundai and Elantra differently, it's because I'm in Canada, and that's just how we say it here. All right, let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover all the features of this beautiful vehicle. They have changed this from 22 to 2023. There are a few added tech features which are kind of nice, and it hasn't actually lost anything. It's all everything that was there in the 2022 model is still there in the 2023 model, plus a few more things. So I'll cover those in the video, of course. So let's go over it. We'll start at the front. Look at this beautiful color, guys. This fluid metal is awesome. Now with the Elantra, you do get projection headlights. They are still halogen on the Preferred Sun and Tech. So if you want to get LEDs, you do need to go up to a higher level. You do, of course, have LED daytime running lights, however. And of course, this nice, beautiful grille that kind of meshes into the headlights. You've also got the air curtain pass-through, which of course creates a curtain of air over the front wheels, reducing aerodynamic drag. The Preferred Sun and Tech and the Preferred trims as well come with 16-inch aluminum alloy wheels, painted black, as you can see, wrapped in Kumho Solus tires. That's a 205, 55, or 16. Coming around the side here, one thing that I said we didn't lose anything, but we did lose the side marker lights, unfortunately. However, it does still have blind spot monitoring, it still has proximity entry, and there's still a little light in there that comes on when you approach the vehicle. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, one of my favorite features on the Elantra, of course, is the smart trunk, and that still exists. So without pressing any buttons at all, trunk opens up. So as long as you have the proximity key behind the vehicle, the trunk will pop open for you within 4 seconds. If you don't want it to open, you just step away. Now, having a look at the back, you can see the exhaust tip poking out underneath there. I don't know if you can see that, but good styling in the back nonetheless. Lots of trunk space. This is a huge trunk, and underneath the floor of the trunk you do still get a spare tire. It is a folding rear seat. It's not a split bench though in this trim level. For that you do need to go to a higher level, but you can see the handles here to put that seat back down. On the back of the trunk lid you can see there is a button here if you don't want to wait for the smart liftgate or smart trunk, and you can see the camera right there as well. Alright, so I've got the front seat pushed way back far. I'm going to show you how much room there is in the back seat. So even with the front seat really far back, you'll see there's still plenty of space in the back for somebody who's 6'2". I still got room in front of me. This seat is currently too far back for me to drive at 6'2". I would actually need to put the seat forward. But that's one of the nice things about the Elantra is it's got the largest in class interior. So back here, not too much to talk about. We do have a bottle holder in the door there. We've got lots of room underneath the front seats, a nice flat floor to stick our feet, and good headroom as well, even if you are a little bit taller. The seat backs are solid, so even if you've got knees or children kicking the back of the seat, that transfers. It doesn't actually transfer very, very well to the person sitting in that seat. So good amount of space back here, but that's about it. In this trim level, not really a lot of luxury back here for the rear passengers. For that, you'd have to go up to at least the luxury trim. All right, so another great feature of the Elantra is that it does have the remote start on the key fob. And to do that, we're just going to hit the lock button first and then hold the remote start. And there we go. Car starts up. And one of the cool things about the remote start in this vehicle is that when you approach the vehicle and you get in, you'll notice all I need to do is put my foot on the brake and everything comes to life. I don't need to hit the start button again to start it up. It just comes to life. Let's have a quick look under the hood before we go too far into the inside of the vehicle. All right, what we're looking at here is a 2.0 liter, 4-cylinder Smart Stream engine transmission combo. Now, this is a multi-port injected vehicle. However, it does have an Atkinson cycle, which helps for fuel economy, and it has an IVT transmission. That's an intelligently variable transmission, which is chain driven. It's not belt driven. It's actually a pretty good transmission in this. And that actually helps it to achieve 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers on average, which honestly is phenomenal for the size of the vehicle. And most of my clients that buy this car actually report getting better mileage. So those numbers are very, very accurate. They're no longer, you know, down a hill with a tailwind. It's actually really easy to achieve that 6.7 liters per 100K. Also under the hood, things to notice is the fact that everything is just really well buttoned up. You can see here that the insulation on the hood is very, very tight. I can't get a finger in there. I can get a fingernail in there, but that's about it. And you can see we've got some structural adhesive here. Of course, this vehicle is using a lot of structural adhesive, something like 380 feet of structural adhesive, as well as almost 60% advanced high-strength steel construction, thanks to Hyundai, of course, having their own steel manufacturing plant. But everything else under here is pretty simple. There's lots of room to work. Very, very easy to maintain. You've got breakaway motor mounts for safety, of course, so the engine drops down in the event of a collision. This is a top safety pick. Very, very safe vehicle. 5-star crash safety rating from the National Highway Transportation Administration, and one of the higher rated vehicles on the International Institute of Highway Safety. All right, let's have a look on the inside of the vehicle. All right, so sitting in the driver's seat, you can see I've actually got a ton of space. I can put the seat down, I can put the seat up. Right now, the seat is too far back for me to comfortably drive. I'm really, really reaching for that steering wheel. However, there is a telescopic steering wheel here as well, but even that is still a bit of a reach. I need to pull the seat forward, as I mentioned before, but tilt and telescopic steering wheel as standard. Height adjustment on the driver's seat, not on the passenger seat though on this one. So this one, manual seats in the front, only height adjustable in the driver's seat. Let's go over some features here, starting with the left side. Of course, you do have your dimmer switch there. You've got lane keep assist, and this one also has lane centering at lower speeds as well. So the lane keep assist basically comes on at 64 kilometers an hour or faster, and centers you in the lane. The lane follow assist or lane centering works at any speed, but this by default is turned off. So you need to turn that on when you want to use it. The lane keep assist is basically just on all the time unless you disable it in the system, or you just press that button there. That'll enable and disable it as well. On the turn signal stalk, this one does have momentary signal. You can see it flashes by itself 5 times, 3 times, or 7 times, depending on how you have it set up. Automatic headlights, automatic high beams as well, but I always suggest putting it on this setting here, and that way the headlights are just on all the time, and you'll have tail lights on all the time as well. On the other side, you've got your window wiper, washer, stock. Pretty straightforward, nothing too special there. Steering wheel controls, you've got your voice recognition, which I'll talk about in a bit. You've got the mode switch to change where music is coming from, volume, next song, previous song, or next preset, previous preset, answer and hang up. And on this side, of course, as I mentioned, you got the lane centering button. You've got your cruise control system. It is just regular cruise control, pause and resume, increase, decrease speed, and set. These two here control the center of that screen, which we'll go over in a moment. Looking at the center console, of course, you have a storage console there, 2 cup holders with a adaptable thing here for smaller cups. On your shifter, or to the left of your shifter, you can see we've got the drive mode button and the camera button. Let's get a little closer to that. So camera button allows you to turn the camera on at any time, as you can see there, which we'll go over again in a moment. You've got dual zone automatic climate control in this vehicle with 3 different automatic settings. So you can actually adjust the aggressiveness of the automatic system by pressing that button. You've also got heated seats in this vehicle and a heated steering wheel, and it is the full 360-degree steering wheel. It's not just half or just the grips or anything like that. Nice thing about the dual zone automatic climate control is that when you put on the windshield washer, it'll actually recirculate the air for you, so you don't have to smell the window washer fluid. You can see there's the recirculate light coming on there. Pretty cool. Now, to a big change in the 2023, you have a full digital instrument cluster and you have the 10-inch screen with the navigation. We're going to get back to that in a moment, but we're going to go over this beautiful 10-inch instrument cluster display as well. So first off, you can see when I press the drive mode button, it is capable of doing that cool change where it shows you your instrument cluster in different ways depending on what setting you have it in. There's actually 2 other ones you can put it on as well. But I'm going to show you what's in the center screen right here first. And again, I'm going to control that with these 2 buttons. So let's have a quick look here and see what that looks like. So the top button allows me to switch between my compass, my lane keep assist and cruise control information screen. And then also the other one is here where it says select contents. This is all of the different things you can have in this particular menu. I'll go through them one at a time here. Selecting contents allows you to basically enable and disable these individual screens. So first one is the drive info. So that is our current trip computer information screen. So how many kilometers we've traveled so far on this particular trip since the car has been started, our average fuel consumption, and how long the car's been running for. Next one down is since the last refueling, so that's the same sort of thing except since the last refuel. This one here is an accumulated info that you can reset at any time. And then this one is, of course, our digital speedometer, which we can switch to miles per hour in the settings. And then, of course, you got your attention level system. So attention level tells you if it thinks that you're getting tired based on how you're steering the vehicle, how often it needs to correct you, that sort of thing. Got our tire pressure monitor here. Our drive mode currently is in normal. If I were to put it into smart, it's going to tell me here whether it thinks we're driving economically or dynamically, and it'll adjust the vehicle accordingly as well. And then it goes back to select content. So pretty cool. Now, I'm going to, again, skip the center screen for a moment here. I'm going to go up to the rearview mirror. So it is just a regular rearview mirror with the switch there. And then a little bit further up, you can see we do have a sunroof. And if we open up the sunroof all the way here, it'll stop short initially. But if I press that button a second time, it opens up a little bit wider. So it stops short to stop that buffeting noise. But you also can see we've got the SOS button here and the tow truck button. So that is for the Blue Link system. So Blue Link in Canada is free for 3 years. Not only can you remotely start the car from your cell phone, find it on a Google map, unlock the doors, lock the doors, that sort of thing. But it also has emergency services calling. So if you get into an accident, it'll automatically call emergency services for you. And if you press the SOS button, it does the same thing. The tow truck button there just calls the roadside assistance. So pretty cool, free for 3 years. Also up here you can see we've got the sliding visors. That's on both sides. Now we've also got mirrors and lights up there as well. All right, so let's talk about this center screen. So this is, of course, new for the Preferred with Tech package. The old Preferred with Tech did not have the larger screen, had the 8-inch screen with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. This one, of course, with the built-in navigation, does not have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, unfortunately, but it does still have them wired. So let's go through some of the settings on here. I won't spend too much time on this screen just because I've gone over this screen a million times in other videos. So please check out my other videos to learn more about this screen. So you'll notice here the voice recognition is a little bit different. So it's actually coming up with this little box on the side here. So that's new. But also if I turn on the backup camera, it'll also put something else on the right-hand side of the screen. So that's new as well. Before, the backup camera would only come up with just blank nothingness here. Now you can also, in the backup camera, change the view to a top-down. So while we're looking at the camera, I'll show you that. You can see you got the dynamic steering lines there as well, which you can see a little bit better in this view here. And it's a really, really clear image, actually. I know my camera's not quite doing it justice, but very, very clear image on that screen. All right, so what else have we got in here? So this is sort of your home screen. And again, it's kind of a boring home screen. There's not a lot going on here. So I generally recommend, put on your map or your radio or something like that, which there are hard buttons for, which is kind of nice. So you got your map, nav, radio, media. Map just takes you to the map screen. Nav takes you to the screen where you would actually enter in destinations you can search for or go to points of interest categories, previous destinations, that sort of thing. Radio, of course, takes you to the radio screen. Now, if you press radio multiple times, it'll switch between AM, FM, and Sirius XM satellite radio, because those are the 3 different things it has. Media will take you directly to music playback from your cell phone, from your Sounds of Nature, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, USB music, Bluetooth music, that sort of thing. Seek and track, of course, are obvious. The star button here is one that's customizable. I generally set that to phone projection, so that'll take you back into your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto really quickly. And then the setup button, of course, takes you to the setup screen. Now, in the radio, one thing I want to point out real quick, all of your presets come up along the bottom here, whether they're FM presets, AM presets, or Sirius XM presets. They'll all show up on the bottom here, which is kind of nice. You've also got HD radio for a slightly better signal and for radio data like weather and traffic. But also in the main menus, you can see we've got the phone menu there. That takes you to your phone screen, of course. Voice memo, which allows you to record your voice and record a memo for future information. Climate, so this will show you exactly what's going on with your climate control at any given time. So this takes you into your climate control screen. Of course, now you can see you can quickly enable and disable some of the climate settings. But this is basically just to show you what's going on with the climate control. There's no adjustments to be made here. None of this actually does anything. So mainly you're going to be controlling your climate from down here. This is just showing you what's actually going on with the climate at any given time. You've got valet mode, which of course only works with BlueLink. That allows you to put the vehicle into sort of a restricted access kind of thing. HD radio data. So as I mentioned, you get your traffic and weather. Also fuel prices, which is kind of cool. So if you're looking for a specific fuel station that you can get cheap gas at, that's a quick way of bringing up, best prices in your area. And of course, when you choose one of those, I'll show you what it does here. So if I choose, just got to hit go there. So now it's actually navigating to that location. So pretty cool. Also in here, you've got quick access to the radio again, media, same as those hard buttons down below. You got your BlueLink there. Setup, of course, which is the same as the regular setup button. Notifications, so that's part of BlueLink, and user manual, which allows you to just quickly scan a QR code if you want to bring up the manual for the vehicle digitally. In the setup screen, so vehicle setup allows you to customize the vehicle itself to your liking. And one thing I wanted to point out in here, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but one thing I want to point out is this vehicle does have ambient light. So it's got the little light strip along the bottom here, which I think you can just barely see there. There's the red line right there. And I can actually change that color as well. So if I put that on, let's put it on blue here, back out. So there we go. So now that strip is blue. So not only do you get that blue line all the way across the dash, but there's also some ambient light that kind of comes up underneath down here as well. Down here as well. And then I believe in the footwells. So pretty cool. And that can either be linked to the drive mode so that it changes when you press the drive mode button, or you can just put a custom color on, as I did. Last thing I wanted to quickly show in here is the screen layout. So you can actually change the layout of the instrument cluster, not the layout necessarily, but what it looks like. So if I unlink the drive from the drive mode here, so now when I press the drive mode button, it doesn't actually change anything on that screen. However, I can change that screen manually now. So I can always have it on that sport screen, or I can put it on this one here, which is a little different, or even theme D, which is just the cubes. A little bit bizarre, but those are the things that you can do with that instrument cluster. Screensaver here, that just means that when you shut this off, it's just going to leave a digital clock or an analog clock on the screen. Split screen allows you to enable and disable different aspects of the split screen. And what I'm talking about there is if I go back to the map, and I hit this little button here, that allows me to split the screen into two and have two different things going on at any given time. So I can actually customize what comes up in that split screen in the screen layout here. So that is back there. So I can enable and disable these things, or even move them around depending on where I want them in that sort of list. That's pretty much it there. So again, I'm not going to go over anything else there. Just check out my other videos, guys. I've done videos on the Ultimate and the Luxury and stuff like that. They have the same screen, and I go into a little bit more in depth there. But I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of go over this one real quick. I know this wasn't a very quick video, but some really nice changes to the Preferred Sun and Tech. It really is a tech package now. One thing I noticed with the old Sun and Tech is that there wasn't a lot of tech stuff. I mean, they had a few different things like the sunroof and whatnot, but that was pretty much about it. One thing I forgot to mention is this does have, of course, autonomous emergency braking as well. So that's with pedestrian detection. And I can show you that in the vehicle settings here. As you can see right here in the user settings for forward safety, you got active assist. So it will actually hammer the brakes if it detects a vehicle in front of you. There's that lane safety, lane keep assist. You got blind spot assist with active assistance. So if it detects a vehicle in your blind spot, and you still start to go over, it'll actually use the brakes to kind of yank you back into your lane. And then you've got rear cross traffic alert, different camera settings there. You can enable extended camera. So pretty cool. There's actually a lot of things here. So check this out. Provides warning and emergency braking when a risk of a cross traffic collision is detected. So not only will it brake while going forwards if it detects a collision, it'll also brake going backwards if it detects a collision. Now, on top of all of this wonderful technology, you've also got a 5-year, 100,000 warranty from Hyundai Canada, 10-year warranty down in the States, of course. So great coverage that way. And you know what? Hyundai now is leading the industry on overall dependability. We've got three of the top 4 brands, Kia, Genesis, Hyundai, are basically in the top 4. It's crazy, from J.D. Power and Associates overall reliability studies. So great warranty, great reliability, great technology. These vehicles really are the complete package. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. I do try to get back to all of my comments, but sometimes I do miss one or two. I apologize for that, but I'll try my best. All right, thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful day.